Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Warning Roundup number 7 from June 30th, 2026. Right now, the Warning are in the middle of their European tour. Of course, it's coming just before the album is dropping in a couple months. They are doing both festivals and headlining club shows, and similar. For example, they've already played Tons of Rock, a festival in Oslo, first time in Norway. Then they played the Gröna Lund in Stockholm, which turns out is an amusement park, and it's right on the water as well. I took a little time trying to figure out where exactly they played, because if you look at an aerial shot of this place, it's not obvious, and it turns out there's not a ton of space in front of the stage, but there is space. And so they played pretty much right in the middle of the park. So it was one of the more unusual shows to see. We are planning on taking a look at one of the songs from the show later this week on the channel, on the Glenn and Adrian channel. So look for that. After that, they were in Copenhagen at the Amager Bio. That show went well. There's some great video that came out of that was captured by the audience. And today, the 30th, they have played already in Warsaw, Poland at Progressia. This was another club, and apparently it was very hot and humid today in Warsaw. It doesn't look like it made it to 90 degrees. However, extremely high humidity made things really unbearable, apparently. Like Danny's hair is up, we see in one short clip that has dropped already from that. So tomorrow they're doing Munster, Germany at Skaters Palace, and then they're at Rock Werchter in Werchter, Belgium on the 3rd. On the 4th, they're at the next festival, Main Square Festival, Arras, France. And then another club gig at Le Bikini in Toulouse, France on July 6. Then we have July 8, Mad Cool Festival in Madrid, and July 10, which is the last show of this particular leg, and it's in Lisbon, Portugal at Nos Alive. So we look forward to seeing the remainder of the shows from this tour. After that, they get a month off of touring. I don't know exactly what they're doing in the meantime, but it's always interesting to speculate. We don't really know. We know that the album still isn't going to be out yet by the time they start playing again, which is going to be South Korea, the next show after Portugal. That's August 12 at Marinza Garage in Seoul, capital of South Korea. And then on the 14th and the 16th, they're playing Summer Sonic, Japan, Osaka, and then Tokyo. So both shows are the Summer Sonic Festival. It just so happens that it's happening in at least 2 cities. So that's kind of an interesting concept. Move the festival every day. Apparently that particular festival is curated by Baby Metal. So it sounds like Baby Metal are fans. Actually, we kind of knew they were fans of The Warning. And we're kind of wondering if there's ever going to be some type of a collaboration between the two bands, because I think they're both interested in something like that. We'll see if management agrees or not. But after that, well, it turns out there are more shows in the United States this year that are just standalone shows of The Warning alone. They booked the Fonda Theater in Los Angeles. It's actually in Hollywood. It's only about a mile down the street from Hollywood and Highland, which is where you'll find things like Roman's Chinese Theater, the place where everybody put their handprints in the concrete, and where a lot of premieres happen for major movies. Well, that sold out instantly because the place only holds 1,200 people, this Fonda Theater. So they also added the 10th and then the 11th. So now it's a 3-show run at Fonda Theater. If you're interested in things like Hollywood and the Hollywood Walk of Fame and maybe checking out the Whiskey A Go-Go and all of that, that's the perfect place to see a show. because it's all pretty much local at that point. So they do those 3 shows. A week after that, on the 18th, they'll be at Louder Than Life in Louisville, Kentucky. By the way, for Freeze the Fall fans, apparently they're playing there too. So bonus. And congratulations to them. The very next day, they'll be at the New Mexico State Fair at Tingley Coliseum in Albuquerque. That would be September 19. So other things that have happened. The Warning themselves put out a South America tour Aftermovie for the shows that they did in March throughout South America, which included in Chile, Argentina, of course, at Buenos Aires, Paraguay, Brazil, and Colombia. They got around. In a very short period of time, they played 3 Lollapaloozas and some other festival-style situations, and it was a huge triumph. This is also where we first heard Ritual. It was completely unreleased at that point, but it started showing up in the set lists for this particular tour, which was great. In other news, I finished up a 4-camera edit. And I think a lot of you probably already know this, but for those who don't, I posted the entire show without our reactions, although we did react to every single song at that concert, and there is a playlist for that. I've actually linked it to the main concert. If you want to take a look at just the concert, or if you want to look at our reactions, you now have options. Okay, but getting a lot of good feedback on the edit, and I also fixed the sound, so it's very listenable now. Go check that out if you haven't. So I think that really covers everything right now. So I'm looking forward to whatever happens after this with The Warning. It's going to be a little bit dry, I think, for a little while after the 10th. After they finish up their shows in Europe this time around, I'll be dropping another Roundup just to talk about what happened during that time. And if any other news drops in the meantime, I'll include that too. I'm not expecting any big news in the meantime, but you just never know. They might start adding more shows. We could always see more shows in the U.S. in September. No one knows what's going to happen for the rest of the year because there are no dates of any type on their calendar right now. And of course, that's right after the album drops. So they got to be doing something. We just don't know what. So if you have any speculation on that matter, you can leave it below. If you have any information, especially confirmed information, that's even better. But, and of course, please differentiate which one you're leaving. But why don't you give your thoughts on this? If you have been to a show this year, why don't you tell me about how that was? If there is other types of news you would like to share regarding The Warning or your experiences with The Warning this year, if you're a brand new fan, anything like that, please feel welcome to leave your experiences below. We always like to read those. And you never know, maybe you'll make it into a roundup one day. But in the meantime, folks, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. And don't forget, I've got a Patreon, and there's actually a forum there to leave information about The Warning and things that you might like me to cover in these Warning Roundups. Okay? So thanks so much for joining me today. I will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.